Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, December 22nd, the NBA. My best bets are on the way. Today, we have 3 games on in the association. I'm going to talk about all 3 of them today. I only have one official pick, but I'll talk about a bunch of other things. If you are new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. Thank you for tuning in. You might notice I'm going to change of scenery. If you're new, you probably recognize it as my parents' house as I'm back home for the holidays, although I'll be in a different change of scenery tomorrow at the in-laws. But either way, let's dive into a recap of how we did yesterday. And unfortunately, we lost our streak of 7 straight winning day or 6 straight winning days. Now we're gonna have a change. This video is gonna be a little bit different. We might not have the same edits, but we'll have different things. I'll be sharing my screen, showing you a bunch of different websites that I'm using. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool in the long run for the next few days. Let's talk about it. NFL, pretty solid. A 2-0 day. We certainly will take it. We have a bunch of NFL picks today. That video was posted yesterday. I encourage you to go check that out. In terms of NBA, 1 and 2. Now we had Steph Curry's over in points. What did he score? 31, something like that. CJ McCollum, bad read. I'll hand up. He just didn't shoot a bunch, didn't shoot well. Heat plus 5.5. That's what ruined our winning day. Let's talk with the Heat. What is this? What is this? What happened here? They were up 22 going into the fourth quarter, and we choked the lead so hard. That I've watched a lot of basketball. I've bet a lot of basketball. How does that happen? How do you blow that big of a lead? I understand blown leads are a thing in the NBA. They got outscored 30. How do you score 8 points in a quarter, bro? Logan's not here today. He might crash out tomorrow whenever we record our video. But, man, a brutal one there. Unfortunately, ended our 6 straight winning days. But, hey, what's better than 6 straight? Let's go for 7 straight today. We'll start a new streak going forward. So, just painful. But either way, we're going to bounce back, and we're going to dive into the games today. And let's waste no more of your time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Let's dive into my favorite pick of the day. And this is going to be it. It's Mr. Nikola Jokic over 8.5 assists, minus 105 on Bet365. Now, I will put it out there. I almost sprinkled on his triple-double, which is plus 215, give or take. You might be able to build it out and get better odds if you just do 10 rebounds and 10 assists. And I almost did the 10-plus assists, which is plus 175. But I ended up just taking the over 8.5 and kept things moving. I really like Jokic should be dishing it to his teammates tonight on the road in New Orleans, taking on the Pelicans. Let's talk about this one and why I like Jokic. And I'm going to use some of the sites that I use every single morning. Just normally, I don't show them in the videos because it could be a little bit more difficult. But since I'm recording kind of live today, where I have to just do it all in one take like that, I can show you a bunch of the different websites I use. And we'll begin talking about Mr. Nikola Jokic. Let me share my screen once again. Now, if you look at Jokic right here, right, we've seen a lot of red recently. This is a site called Props Madness. Now, obviously on the season, 12 of 22, decent. And as I said, here's the odds, Bet365 minus 105 right here. And then the other books, you see them all around. Hopefully my internet is fine. We'll see at the end of the video. I'll go back and check. Now, obviously, you look recently, if you were to just take away a lot of these games, you'd see, over the last 11 games, he's only over, and, just 3 of 11. That's not ideal. But, I mean, you've seen him get close, 8, 7, 7, 8, 8. So a lot of ends on 8. I mean, 4 misses on 8. Whatever. We'll live with that. The reason I really like this one, though, is the matchup head-to-head against the Pelicans. Now, they obviously have not played this season, but let's go back to last season. Jokic destroyed them. 12 on 22 potential assists, 18 assists on 18 potential, and then 14 assists on 20 potential assists. So he's absolutely dominated them last season. Now, obviously, we have to look, and we can't say, hey, last season is last season. Let's just say the same thing's going to happen. But we look at Jokic's game log against them. It gets even better. 14, 18, 12. Those are the ones from last year. You move to the year before. 15, 10, 9, 11, 9, 10, 11, 8. So 8's not ideal. 9, 10. I mean, you see it. It's back to 2021, 13, last 13 games. He's hitting 12 of 13. So he's absolutely dominated them. Now, going back to our site, Props Madness, that's obviously StatMuse. Props Madness, we look back into this Pelicans defense. Where do they struggle? Well, if you just look at them, 28th in assists allowed. So 3rd most assists allowed in the NBA. Points in the paint allowed 2nd most. Defensive rating, 3rd worst. Now their defense is getting better. I will give them some credit. They're getting better defensively right now. But I think it's more point of attack defense. We're talking about guys like Herb Jones are back, and that can go be annoying to a guy like Jamal Murray. However, let's take a look at how they've done against other, in scoring options. Now, Jokic, obviously, his points line is probably, I think it's 29.5 today. But let's take a peek at a guy like Christian Brown, a role player for him. You look down here at how the Pelicans play defense. Transition, their 2nd worst defense in transition, and spot up shooting, they're one of the worst defenses as well. So, in my opinion, when we're looking at this one, we're thinking about a defense that can't stop guys spot up shooting and can't stop guys in transition. that bodes really well for getting assists because Jokic, he could get a rebound. Maybe they're not covering a guy that's leaking out. He dishes it down there, or he brings up the ball. He sees Aaron Gordon with a mismatch on a guard, throws it up to him, and let's just hope they don't foul him and make him make 2 free throws. But if you saw this last screen, you would see they're 7th in free throws, so they're not really fouling a lot, which is ideal. We don't need Jokic passes leading to free throws, which I think right that's a European rule where they give you an assist if that is the case, and they make obviously a free throw. So I like the spot for a lot of his teammates, the spot up shoot. So we're talking Aaron Gordon's probably wide open in the corner. Christian Brown probably wide open, and then Michael Porter Jr. probably rotating around different things, and I think he gets some open looks. So, and I think about Jamal Murray, he's probably the guy with the worst matchup, with Herb Jones kind of harassing him probably the whole court. So maybe we see Jokic used more as a defensive hub or to get Jamal Murray some free space with some dribble handoffs and stuff like that, which obviously count as assists if he's just like, here you go. And then he picks it up and scores. So again, my favorite play of the day. I hope that makes a lot of sense. Jokic over 8.5 assists. I hope you enjoyed watching and looking at the different sites that I use. But that's my favorite pick. That's the only one I'm going to do. Now I will dive into the other games and we'll go back to our friend Props Madness, and I'll put a couple of different things I did look at. We'll go to this Houston versus Rockets game, or not Houston versus Rockets, Houston Rockets versus Raptors. Now there is injury news here. Tari Eason is out for the Rockets. The only pick I was really looking at here, and it's this guy, Ochai Agbaji. I was looking actually at his under 9.5 points. You can see 9.5s on every book. When I look at this one, the reason I didn't take it is because you see he's obviously cooking right now, 20, 15, 13. So he's coming in here with some confidence. I don't mind fading a guy coming in with confidence, but I feel like he'll probably be somewhat aggressive. So we think about, though, these games were including games without RJ, Scotty Barnes and stuff. If you were to go and look at games where he's played with RJ Barrett and with Scotty Barnes, you see the hit rate's not great. The under is. I mean, he's under in 7 of 11. And you look at more specifically how he scores his points. 41% via spot up shooting. You hear me talk about those things all the time. 41% spot up. Rockets, 3rd best defense there. 27% in transition. Rockets, 9th best defense there. Handoff, put back. I'm not too worried about those. So again, he's kind of struggling. I mean, we're seeing him score 46% in the restricted area, but basically 50% of his other points are all on the outside. And we know the Rockets, very good team at limiting catch and shoot options. And we also look at let's see, how does he do with RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes starting and facing a team that is just in the top half of the league in terms of spot up shooting defense. He's been pretty bad. 7, 0, and then 4 points against top 15 ranked defenses. Heck, even the top 20. He's still not that great. So really, when you see him flourish with Scotty and with RJ Barrett, it's against teams in the bottom 10 of spot up defense. So we're talking, teams like the Nuggets, teams like the Pelicans. We just talked about Pelicans spot up shooting, and the Heat. Once again, Pacers have been worse this year than they normally are. So that is a pick that I did look at. I'm not going to pull the trigger. If I were to have a second pick, Ochai Agbaji under in points would be my next one. I'm just not going to get there, but I really like that one. If you're looking for another pick, maybe you want to throw a PrizePicks entry in there with our Jokic over an assist. Agbaji would be my second most confident NBA play. If we're going to go to this other game where we're talking about the Pacers taking on the Kings, I can't really get there either on any guy here. There's a bunch of different points lines out there. You obviously have Halliburton making his return to Sacramento, but if you were to look at, and you might be like, oh, maybe he's amped up and ready to go. If you look at Tyrese Halliburton game log versus the Kings, he hasn't played well in any of the games. 13, 9, 10, and 14 points. So not really playing too well. I believe he missed one of the games last year. And then you go furthermore, I looked at Halliburton assists. It's at 8.5 here. He's been pretty good recently. I mean, we're talking last few games. He's been pretty solid, 11, 10, and 12 assists. So maybe that's not the worst place to look. If you look at them, they're about middle of the pack in terms of assists allowed. Not a lot of points in the paint allowed. I just didn't love it. Pascal Siakam's been better recently, hit the over in 3 straight for points. He's just not a guy I love to trust. Obi Toppin, I know, has been an absolute cash machine, but I mean, he scores a lot of points in transition where the Kings are one of the best defenses in the league. So we think about the Pacers, they like to run. It's really been the Kings' calling card on defense is transition. And then if you're looking at them in the restricted area, first defense in restricted area. Now, they're not good by defensive standards. I mean, 30th and right outside the restricted area, and not a great defense outside of that. But again, I just don't love betting on a lot of Pacers. Maybe call me crazy. And then if you're talking about Kings, De'Aaron Fox at 26.5. I don't really love that. Maybe I would look at DeMar DeRozan. He's at 20.5, coming off a couple straight pretty bad games, though. How much you want to get there with DeMar DeRozan? I don't know. The Kings are just a tough team, in my opinion, to bet on because now you got Malik Monk in the starting lineup. Trey Lyles just returned yesterday, so that kind of hurts Keegan Murray. And then Sabonis is normally going to get you 15, but he's going to get you 20 that you need. Your guess is as good as mine. So my only pick today, as you guys saw, it's going to be Jokic over 8.5 assists, minus 105 on Bet365. If you enjoyed this type of video where I'm using a bunch of the different sites that I use, hopefully the internet was fine. Let me know. I enjoy going through the sites, showing you guys a little bit more behind the scenes, and hopefully it leads to some more winners for us. So unfortunate that yesterday we lost our 6 straight winning days streak. So we'll have to start a new one today, and hopefully Jokic can help us go 1-0, just like we had a 1-0 day 2 days ago with Embiid. Let's hope another great center can deliver us a 1-0 day. Hopefully Abaji goes under, but those are my only picks. Like I said, I'll have some NFL videos that are already live on the channel. I'll link one to both of them right here. One with props, one with us going through a bunch of different all the games on Sunday and Monday, and hopefully we can continue the 2-0 day we had yesterday and make it a 6-0. I think I have 6 picks. 6 picks today. Let's go 6-0 today and have a day. So you guys have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you guys back tomorrow at the in-laws place. And if you enjoyed this sort of video, let me know down below, and I certainly will try to do that again tomorrow. Appreciate you guys as always. It's Austin. I'm signing out. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I forgot I have to edit this, so sorry about that.